Fox News alert. We just got off the phone with the police in Kansas City, Missouri. They have confirmed that they are now searching a small lake. It's called Shomir Lake in Kansas City, Missouri, not far from the home of missing baby Lisa Irwin, about 10 miles away, they say. The police tell us that this was not the result of any tip. They are being thorough. They confirmed that they put some canine dogs on a boat, among other efforts, to see if the animals hit on anything and to see if the searchers hit on anything in this lake connected to this investigation. All this happening today as the baby's parents now say that they will speak to the police again, which is what the police want, but only if investigators meet certain conditions. But do they have the right to make those demands, and why are they making them in the first place? Judge Alex Ferrer is here now. Judge, thanks so much for being back here. Let me just first ask you about this search. The police, they've said this to us before, that this was not based on a tip. This was not based on a tip. Did police just say that, or do you take police at their word when they say something like that?
No, I don't think there's any reason they would lie to you about it. They've received and have actually investigated over 1,000 tips. They've cleared 800 of them. They've got a ton of investigators, 30 to 50 investigators working on this case. So if it was based on a tip, there's no reason they would hide that from you. But it just kind of goes against what the parents are saying. You know, we want them to focus on finding the child, not on attacking us. They've got 50 investigators out there who've been following up leads. Parents are part of the problem here. They need to start answering some questions.
Well, they're clearly pursuing the theory that the parents did something to this child, in addition to pursuing
rightfully so
what the parents claim, that it was a kidnapper. And I want our viewers to know that the police say that right now there are no plans to drain this lake, but they may. They may. And I mean, Judge, you used to be a police officer, didn't you?
Yes.
So, I mean, when you are talking about trying to find, God forbid, the body of a baby, it is literally like looking for a needle in a haystack for these investigators.
Pretty much. I mean, it's kind of funny. You would think like, well, if the baby's in the lake, how would a dog on a boat detect it? But the reality is that the body decomposing underwater is going to release gases. Those gases will surface, and a dog will alert on it. But yeah, it pretty much is looking for a needle in a haystack. They do have some leads, of course. They've got that gentleman who was seen walking with a baby in 45-degree weather in diapers. That expands their search area, but it also brings the search back home, because if the mother says she put the baby down in purple shorts, are we to believe that the person who kidnapped them took the purple shorts off and walked away with the baby?
And there are questions that some people are raising, Judge, about whether that man, let's say it was a man who had baby Lisa. Let's say that actually happened. A lot of our viewers raising questions about whether that man could have been an associate of the family, whether something had happened to baby Lisa or didn't, but the mother gave the baby, dead or alive, to that man, and he was disposing of the baby. I mean, again, God forbid, it's very morbid, but that's something the police have to look into.
Absolutely. It's a very real possibility that there's a shaken baby situation. In fact, I read that there was a member of the same military unit as her husband who years ago had the same situation. His wife said, put the baby down, went to sleep, woke up, baby was gone, window was open. Police didn't buy it. Turned out that the wife had killed the baby and put the body in the attic, and she ended up claiming accidental death. The jury didn't buy it, and she's apparently doing prison time. So there's a lot of scenarios that are possible. It could have been an accidental death, and she could remember the situation with her husband's friend. So
let me ask you about
have to play it out.
They don't want to sit down with police again. The police are requesting, I should say, that they do so. They want to interview the parents separately, one at a time. Of course. There had been reports that they wanted to see them without their lawyers. I'm told that's not the case at all. They just want to see the father separately from the mother and interview them, and that's how they've done all the prior interviews without the two of them together. The parents say they'll do it if the police appoint different investigators. They think the investigators on the case now are presuming their guilt. Do they have the right to make that demand? Well,
yes, everybody has a right to make that demand. The police are not going to follow through on it. The reason they have a right to make that demand is because you don't have to talk to the police. They can't force you to. You have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So the police can come interview you, and you can say, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you unless you give me an investigator who's got blonde hair. But the reality, Megyn, is you know and I know, we both have children. If your child is missing, I don't care how strongly they accuse you. I don't care. You would get angry at the police. You might curse them out. But you would keep talking to them, and you'd keep giving them every piece of information, because every minute that goes by, the chance of finding your daughter alive grows less and less.
Need a quick answer on this, but should the police appoint a different investigator just to get another crack at talking to the parents?
If it gets them to talk to the parents, I would. The investigator is going to be after the same thing. They're going to ask the same questions. So if that gets them there, what I suspect, though, the lawyers will be in there. Tough questions get asked. I expect the lawyers are going to say, we're out of here. they're being abused. If questions get tough, I don't think they're going to sit there and answer them.
It would be interesting if the cops said, okay, we'll do that. And then what would the next move be? Judge Alex Ferrer, thank you so much for your expertise, sir. We appreciate it.